What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Not Your Grandfather's Vlog, traditional vlog style vloggy vlog, because I haven't done one of those in a long time. I've just been doing, I'm trying to release more entertainment focused videos and less videos about me personally, because I just feel like, I don't know, I've looked at the analytics of those videos in the past. They haven't done as well, but for the 10 people who are truly fans of my channel and what I do, I figure I owe you guys a update on my life because I haven't done one in a long time. So here goes. This is completely off the cuff. This is completely going to be a rambling session like you haven't seen in a long time. I was going to do a video tonight about how Lil Wayne is leaving the Blink-182 tour. That's why I'm wearing a Blink-182 shirt. And it just kind of goes to show you why you should do your research before you set up the lights and everything and put on the shirt, instead of having all that set up and then doing the research and then coming to find out that Lil Wayne said during one performance that he was going to quit, but he was probably so high on lean or whatever, he was just talking out of his ass, because the very next day he tweeted that he wasn't going anywhere and he was staying on the tour because he was having too much fun, whatever. So yeah, sorry about that jump cut. I just sneezed right in the middle of me talking, because that's what happens every time I set up all this gear in my room. It stirs up the dust, and I literally see it floating around me right now. And it always looks like I'm doing the biggest cokehead in the world or something, because my nose is always red when I do these. Anyway, so yeah, no Blink-182 video because there wasn't much of a story there. But while I got my shit set up, why don't I tell you about what I've been going through in my life? Not a whole lot has changed since the past 5 years, since the year 2015 when I first started my YouTube channel and pretty much first started dancing with ghosts. I mean, I decided that I really loved doing my own music completely on my own, writing my own tunes. I had no thought of performing them live or anything. I was just literally making these songs on my computer, putting them on certain message boards for people to kind of give their constructive feedback. And then I started my little YouTube channel. Then a year after that, I started the podcast. It soon became clear to me that trifecta was the only 3 things I really cared about a lot in my life, because they gave me the most satisfaction. I'm still pretty much doing those same 3 things to this day. I'm just grinding, as they say. My podcast, Uncovering Unexplained Mysteries, that I do with my co-host Mike, is still doing well. It's growing slowly, but growing. We've picked up advertisers now, which has got to be a good sign. Everything in my life is a very slow process. All this whole entertainment industry thing is the slowest thing in the world. It doesn't matter if you're a singer, dancer, painter, photographer, YouTuber. There is this certain percentage of people who get lucky and they strike it big real quick and they handle it well. And yeah, good for them. I'm not one of them. I'm someone who's just going to have to grind and grind and grind to get to where I want to go. And you just see these tiny, tiny, tiny little increments of success. Only when you look back years from when you started do you see the big picture. Right now, right at this second, I'm sitting at 4,463 subscribers on my YouTube channel. If you had told me 5 years ago I'd ever hit that number, my mind would have been blown. That's almost at 5,000, which is almost, it's halfway to 10,000. So, anyway, I'll get to the YouTube thing later. I have a whole list of points here, and I'm trying not to get too off track. So, the podcast is going pretty good, although sometimes I do have to admit I get a little burnt out doing it. I just feel like we've talked about, for those of you who don't know, I do a podcast called Uncovering Unexplained Mysteries, as I mentioned, and we talk about cases from the show Unsolved Mysteries, which is my favorite show and my co-host's favorite show. And I'd be lying if sometimes recently I haven't gotten a little burnt out, just because all the big cases that I really loved and were really passionate about, we've already talked about. So it's like we're having to pick these cases that I care much less about. But, when you get the amount of listeners that I have on the podcast, you don't just want to throw that away. So you just keep it going. And I'm not trying to say I manufacture enthusiasm, but it's sometimes sometimes I don't look forward to it, you know, sometimes it's kind of tedious, but, you know, the fans really love it, and it helps a lot of people, so I'm going to keep doing it. I just wish we could hit a pocket of things I was more interested in talking about on the podcast, and we probably will, but nonetheless, you know, I think that if I wasn't doing it, I would be more upset than, you know, me doing it and being a little frustrated every now and then by my lack of interest in some of the cases. Then I also have my band, Dancing with Ghosts, as a lot of you know. All my content is on this channel, the music videos and all that. That's going well. That's easily the thing that I'm most excited about in my life right now. We just recorded a new song called The White Room, and it is going to be out probably next month. We've done artwork for it already, as far as like the cover photo is a totally different design. Like, we're in totally different outfits. Like, you've not seen anything like it before. From us anyway. It's a whole new look. I'm really excited to get the whole single and package out there on Spotify and all those places for you to check it out. It's a really good song. It's a lot more straightforward, rock oriented. We're going to be playing a lot more shows here in the future, especially in August and October. We are trying our hardest to get the fuck out of Jacksonville, Florida and tour and just, you know. But see, the hard thing about touring when you're a band on our level, meaning we have zero draw outside of Jacksonville. I mean, we might be able to draw a couple people here and there, but I mean, nobody knows who we are. The difficult thing about touring when you're that small is going to awful venues. Well, the venues themselves are not awful, but you're playing these awful shows where there's no one there, and you just like spent so much time and money driving to that venue, setting up all your gear and playing your show, putting your heart and soul into it, and there might not be anyone in the audience except for the bartenders, and it's very frustrating. And so it's like you almost like get to this point to where you become like gun shy to take a show because you're thinking to yourself, man, I really don't want to drive 5 hours and play for 2 people. And I know that's all part of the game and all, but we're trying to be as choosy as we can with the shows we take instead of maybe a year ago where we were just jumping on every show that was available because we just wanted to go out and play shows. We didn't really care about where or what or how many people. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up with that, and who knows, with the band, it's people are always discovering us and hearing our music and adding us to playlists, and so who knows what kind of opportunities will come in the future from the band. I'm hoping something soon. I'll get to why I'm hoping for that later on. Like I said, I'm trying to stick to these points. And then finally coming back around to my YouTube channel, my third life passion that I'm doing. The channel is, I don't know, I've had mixed feelings about this channel lately. I think because since I've been putting so much effort into the band above everything else, that this channel is both uplifting and a stone around my ankle at the same time that I feel like is dragging me down sometimes. Because for me to do these videos that you see, like my evolution of rock vocals through the years video, or through the decades, and my, even my most recent one, the most disliked videos on YouTube, 2019, or any of the videos I normally do, it takes time, especially ones like the evolution of rock vocals through the decades. It takes 20 or 30 or 40 hours to produce that, because I put, if I'm doing a full production documentary style video, I'm putting a lot of time into that. So it's just the most frustrating thing in the world when you put all that time into something. And I've said this a million times, but it doesn't get any views. You don't get the payback for the time you put into it. And, you never know what's going to break. At this point in my channel, I have like 3 videos that have over 100,000 views. That's insane for me. A lot of YouTubers don't get those kind of views. And I'm still surprised at like for the quality of work that I do, I'm so surprised still at how little subscribers I have relative to how long I've been on the platform and how well some of my videos have done. And I think the reason for that is just boils down to the fact that I never chose just one thing that my channel was about. People ask me even to this day, what is your YouTube channel about? I can't boil it down to them in one sentence. That's a problem. If you look through my videos, especially back in the day, but I've tried to do better, man, I was doing a video game review, I was doing a music thing, I was doing a taste test video, I was doing a Dancing with Ghosts thing, I was doing a product review, I was all over the fucking place. And that's not really a good way to build an audience, because you're getting people who like all these different things you do, and they want to see more of that same thing, more of that same thing. That's how you build an audience. They want to see more of that similar thing that they feel you do well. And I'm all over the place doing things well, apparently, because all my videos that are over 100,000 views are completely different categories of video. One's a product review, one's a commentary video, and the other is basically me bitching and moaning about Apple products. But that one's almost at 500,000. Like, what the fuck? I would have never thought that one would have ever... I remember when that video had 600 views, and I'm like, sweet, it's getting some good views. Fucking 399,000 views later, it's almost at 500,000, so go figure. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep putting videos out because it's just something that at the end of the day I really enjoy doing, and it's a good thing to do when you live alone and you have a lot of spare time like I do, even though nowadays, I don't know, it's like I work like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometimes Saturday. I work 3 to 4 days a week, and yet I still feel like I don't ever have enough time to do shit. So the high production videos I'm going to be dialing back. I think high production in the sense of like, I mean, dude, go and watch my Evolution of Rock Vocals Through the Decades. That's like a fucking documentary. A lot of videos I've done have been like little documentaries. And those ones are never as popular. The ones that do popular are just these random videos that you can never predict. So... and another thing you've probably noticed is I haven't released a video game video in almost a year. I love doing video game videos. I love doing videos about anything in the video game industry. God knows I love video games in general. They've been a big part of my life, but again, like, you know, the one that broke my spirits the most was when I released that Wii U video, and there was so much production and so much work put into that one. And its views to this day are still sitting at like 300 views. Now, some of them did alright, like my Mario one and Resident Evil one and all that. Those did okay, but I just feel like there's so much competition in the video game sphere of YouTube that it's almost pointless to like try to compete in that world unless you are going to be on top of that shit, and that's all you're going to be talking about. The direction my channel's going is more music oriented, if you haven't already noticed that. Most of my videos are about music or some kind of social event that happened that I'm commenting on, but more often than not, it's music. It's all music based. And I feel like that's a good direction for my channel to go in. It's something I'm very passionate about, obviously, and it's something that I have expertise in. So I'm just going to continue probably more so down that road and then doing stuff like this. Sound good? Fantastic. Please subscribe if you haven't already. In my personal life, I'm on week like 6 or 7 of being on a anti-anxiety medication, Lexapro, and my anxiety's gotten better. Guys, it had gotten to the point to where I was like waking up every day having some kind of a panic attack. Now, I have a few theories as to why this started happening. I think it started happening because I was playing so many shows back to back, late 2018 and early 2019, that I just kind of got burnt out in general. And constantly driving to different cities and being on the highway where you always have the risk of getting into an accident and going and playing these shows in unfamiliar places. For someone like me who used to be this agoraphobic, anxiety-ridden person who couldn't even leave his house, even though I've overcome a lot of that, there's still those mechanisms in the back of my mind that get kind of triggered, if you will. when I do stuff like that. So I think just playing a bunch of shows and just, you know, stepping outside of my comfort zone so much triggered anxiety to come back into my life on a daily basis. And it was manifesting itself in the most annoying ways, like shit repeating, thoughts repeating in my head over and over again, and songs, and just body-focused OCD. Just, I won't get into all my stuff in that regard for multiple reasons. I don't want to trigger other people with these things, and also I don't want to, it's kind of embarrassing to talk about. But anyway, got on the anti-anxiety medication. That's been helping me. It hasn't cured my shit because no pill does that, but it just makes life easier, I guess you could say, mentally. I've gained some weight. I've gained like, I don't know, 6 or 7 pounds, and like my clothes are starting to not fit very well. So I've been trying to like get back on this little diet that worked for me a few months ago. And that's, I don't know, man. I got to turn that ship around, because if you watch my videos, if you watch this channel throughout the years, you see me blow up and get shrink, blow up, shrink. I just can't maintain a fucking weight. But I mean, the good thing I can say is, like, when I get to a certain like threshold of fatness, I always pull it back and go, nope, we're not going past this. So start eating your trail mix at night there, fatty. And so yeah, that's been another thing. And yeah, I mean, I just, you know, aging, you know. I'm 30, man. My fucking left like knee area hurts whenever I run the treadmill now. I think it's like a tendon or ligament problem. I mean, I'm having aches and pains, and then there's always the whole thing about, I'm 30 years old, I'll be 31 in September. I was supposed to have more shit done in my life at this point. And I'm not to a point to where I really want to like beat myself up over this point, because I know everyone like moves at like different paces in life. But my God, man, like, I really hope in this next year, like, some shit really starts happening for me in this world that I've created for myself, because I'm ready for some success, you know? I'm ready. I've been working on all this stuff a long time, and I'm not ever gonna give up on it, but man, I really would like to see some quicker success, because it's happened real slow for me, and I'm fine with aging as long as I'm successful in what I'm doing. And I'm starting to see little bits and pieces, but it's not like a hit you over the head success of anything that I've done yet. It's just been these little drips and drops of like little victories here and there. But I don't know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what being successful in life is. It's just little drips and drops that it doesn't hit you in one big load. It, you know, comes at you in tiny little spurts, so I don't know. But, I mean, I've set up my life with no wife and no kids, you know, and I still stick to that. I'm perfectly happy with living this way. I'm perfectly happy. Like, I've really gotten into the habit of explaining whenever I hang out with, like, a female, telling them right up front, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship, so, I mean, I'm just looking for fun experiences, and that doesn't necessarily mean sexual. It just means that I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be tied down to anybody. I'm doing my passions right now, and that's really all I'm living for. So that's been fine. I'd just like to see some more reward for all this hard work, especially in the YouTube channel department. But on that note, that's it. I see that I'm clocking in at almost fucking 20 minutes here of me blabbering. I hope you guys, my diehard 10 fans who watch every single one of my videos, I hope you've enjoyed this video, classic old school vlog style video. And as always, please give me suggestions as to content that you'd like to see in the future from me, especially if it's music related, because that's where I'm really going to start to try to focus my energy now, these days. So yeah, until next time, have a good rest of your night.